Coming in right around 24 foot with 7 foot interior height, the 21 HE by Freedom Elite is small, but still feels nice and big. And it has everything you need. I mean, while it doesn't have any slides in this one, again, it still feels pretty darn open. If you take a look at the kitchen, you know, while it's not huge, they understand that. They did give you a little bit of extra space here thanks to the pop-up countertop extension. They also gave you the drying rack so you can kind of use the sink as prep space. And of course, they recessed the cooktop with the 2-burner cooktop here with the glass cover, again, giving you that prep space as well. It is going to be a thermoformed countertop, so it is a nice upgrade over like T-mold and allows you to undermount the stainless steel sink. You also see the high-rise pull-out faucet here. And if we take a look kind of off to the side, you'll see the controls. Pretty standard stuff. You have some lights, your awning control there, as well as a light, your step light, your lights for your cargo outside, and you have a battery disconnect there as well, so that way you can just turn that off and stop the drain on the battery. I really like what they did with the cabinets too, right? You have white uppers, which just, again, makes the space feel elevated, makes it feel even bigger than it already is. And good storage kind of up top here in the kitchen as well as down below, which we'll look at in just a second. But I do want to hit on the fact this one does have the convection microwave oven and of course your hood right above your 2-burner cooktop. And the light is actually pretty functional. Like it provides more light than what you would normally get in a lot of other hood brands. When we do drop down underneath, again, you kind of have your little more traditional wood here, but again, it's a little bit lighter. It's not like a dark brown, so again, helps keep that light feeling, making it feel nice and open. It does come with a trash can, but as you can see, if you want a bigger one, you can definitely upgrade that. You have plenty of space there. 3 full extension drawers here too. So again, great storage. One of the other things I like is the fact that they are soft close. And then right across the way is going to be the dinette. This obviously is going to be where you're going to sit down, have meals, play games. It does have some seat belts for additional riders here, and it also has your baby seat tethers. So if you have little ones that you want to take with you, you can safely have them ride in here, which is something that, believe it or not all Class C's have. So I do like that they have the child seat safety tether built into the back of the seats there. This is also a dream style dinette. What does that mean? Well, essentially it's just a fancy name for meaning that it's easier to make up into a bed. There's going to be this lever underneath, and if you flip this lever, it allows you to push the table down nice and easy. Obviously you don't want to be sitting here and you need to move the cushions before you do it, but then you can just drop that down, put the cushions on top, and that will make up an additional bed space. You also see great storage up top. One of the things that I like that they've done is that the uppers are strut supported. So it's easy one-hand operation. You don't have to hold it open while trying to get in there. So it is, again, just makes that a lot more convenient. If we take a look underneath here, you will see a couple lights as well as speakers. So as you're going down the road, you can listen to some music, which is always great. And on a really hot day, not only do you have some great windows so you can get cross ventilation through here and big windows to be able to see outside, but you also have the AC unit right up top, which again helps make things nice and cool. Now on a cold day rather, you can also, you have the furnace here so that you can heat everything up. And if you need space for clothes, there is no shortage of that. You can see right here, you get nice big wardrobe space. There is a ladder that stores right here. That ladder will be for the cab over bunk. We'll take a look at that when we go up front there. It's kind of come back into the bathroom space. So a couple things I want to talk about. One is the fact it does have robe hooks or towel hooks built into the door, which is always nice. If I take a seat on the toilet, you'll see that I have great space all the way around. I have good space for my knees. You know, I can put my arm in here. I'm honestly probably throwing it up on the sink just it's a little bit easier. But they did go ahead and already install a toilet paper holder here for you, which is nice. Again, storage underneath, and there is enough space. You can, you know, possibly fit like a little small trash can over there if you want. I like having a trash can in my bathroom. Not everyone does, but I like it when there's at least enough room for it. Good medicine cabinet, good storage there. Pretty happy with that one. Of course, we have a vent fan up top for obvious reasons. Then over to the side, you'll see this one does have the Suburban tankless water heater. So you essentially have on-demand hot water. As for the shower itself, I'm 6 foot, about 210, 215 pounds currently, and you see that I have more than enough head space here. You could probably be 6'3", maybe even 6'4", and still be able to stand in here without having to duck down, which is really nice. If I turn sideways, you know, I am going to be fighting with the curtain a little bit, you know, just to give you an idea of width. So chances are, if you're showering, you're probably going to want to stand this way, use the hand wand and make it happen. Because again, if I'm here, chances are I'm going to be getting a little bit of water on the floor. But again, you know, as far as the head height, at least the head height, we're looking pretty good. Making our way back out here, a couple other things I want to hit on in this back corner, then we'll go up front. One of them, of course, is going to be all the storage above the bed. So again, great storage throughout. Big windows in here too, which I love. There is a privacy curtain if you want to close the bedroom space off. So if you do have additional guests, either in the cab over or in the dinette, again, you can just kind of close that off at night. And then obviously you have the rear corner mattress here. The great thing about the rear corner mattress is that, you know, it doesn't take up as much space. It's easy to fit into a floor plan. The bad side of it is, you know, if whoever is on the inside needs to get out, it is a little bit tougher. You're probably gonna have to roll over, someone possibly wake them up. So if you're the person who gets up in the middle of the night, sleep on this side over here. For the fridge, I forgot to talk about that when we did the kitchen, but this is going to be a 12-volt compressor-driven refrigerator. I really like the 12-volt for a number of different reasons, but you know, the biggest one is the fact that it just runs off the battery. It's nice and easy, right? And as you're you know, going down the road, everything in here will stay nice and cold as well. All right, before we get into the cab, one thing I forgot to mention here on the dinette was the huge storage. You have really good storage on both sides, and it's super easy to access. That's something that I, again, just really like that they put in. Then if we take a look at the cab itself, again, something else that I really enjoy with Freedom Elite is the weight capacity of the bunks. You can see right over here, this is an 800-pound weight capacity, folks. That's a big deal. You know, far too often, these will be rated for like 350 pounds, and that's just not realistic. I mean, you know, if my wife and I get up here, we're going to be over that. So the fact that it is 800 is awesome. And obviously, if you want, you know, you can use this for storage. Like, it doesn't have to just be for sleeping. You can drop this down, put like boxes and stuff up here. You know, again, if you do, make sure you spread it out. You don't want it like all in one place. But again, that 800-pound capacity is going to come into play there as well. The TV is going to be right over to the side. That is on a swing arm. So obviously, if you're up here in the bunk, perfect. If you want to swing it over so you can watch it in the dinette, you can do that as well. Again, you have a privacy curtain here, so you can close this off. And you'll also see that there is a vent up top, which is really nice if you're sleeping up here. You can open that up, open some windows up and get that cross ventilation, or again, even better, if you have power or you want to run the generator, you can just run the AC. All right, speaking of generator, I did forget to mention this one does have an auto gen start. So, you know, we talked about the AC in the fridge. So if your voltage starts to get too low, that'll automatically kick on. But same thing with the AC, right? You can set it for temperature. So if it starts to get too hot in here, you can have that kick on. That's a pretty cool thing to have. There's nothing super crazy here, folks. If you've seen a 4D series, you've seen one, you've probably seen them all. You know, the only thing I really do want to touch on is going to be the center dash here, because that's really the only thing that really changes from Class C to Class C. And the biggest thing here I just want to touch on is if we go home, you can see that this one does have Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. It's also Sirius XM ready, so you do have those additional features. If you do use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay and you want to use navigation, the only thing I will say is please, 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 please know the bridge heights. You know, I mean, the last thing in the world you want to do is go underneath the short bridge and shave your AC off. There are special navigation systems out there built for RVing that will include a lot of that information, so just be wary of that. The other thing that's going to be different here, you got a couple things. One's just going to be a few of your USB ports here. And then if we drop this down, you will see right there that you also have your additional 110. That pretty much wraps it up for the inside. Let's go check out the outside. All right, let's talk about the outside of this 2025 Freedom Elite 21HE. Now this one is built on the Ford E350 chassis that houses a 7.3-liter V8, putting out 325 horsepower, 450 foot-pounds of torque. One of my favorite things that the Freedom Elite line has done, though, is going to be right up top, and that is the molded front cap. You see, a lot of Class C manufacturers, rather than having this nice front cap that wraps all the way around to the side, will just have like a 3/4 cap with like a seam that runs right up and down here. The problem is when you're driving and it's raining, that rain's just gonna go right into that seam, work its way into the cab over here, and then you're gonna have water problems and water damage, and that is just not something you wanna have happen. Freedom Elite realized this, they built this front cap, and it does a fantastic job of preventing water intrusion, prolonging the life of your RV. Making our way back here, you can see the power awning. I think it's a 17-foot, don't quote me on that, but either way, it basically covers the entire box here, which is fantastic. It does have an LED light strip on there as well. Again, so that way you can roll it out, and you have great usable camp space. Now, I say that because if you notice, you don't have like your furnace exhaust on this side, you don't have your water heater on this side, so you can put chairs and stuff right up against the RV. You don't have to worry about them catching on fire, which, yes, that is something a lot of times you do have to worry about. We take a look down underneath at some of the storage. Now, you have some smaller storage areas here, but there is a really big one in the back, which I really enjoy. The thing I like about this, though, is the fact it is rotocast, so it's nice and easy to clean up. So if you have wood or something like that in there, again, you can just kind of spray it out, wash it up, super simple. Outside electrical outlet here for pretty obvious reasons. Your fresh tank fill will be located on this side. And I talked about the big storage. It's one of the things I love about this floor plan is even though it's small, it does not lack on storage. You get a big space right here, and it's big enough that if you need to, if you have like little kids, you need to put like a little kid's bike in here, like a water table, right? We've taken water tables before with this exact floor plan, and it can fit in there, which is pretty fantastic. Coming around to the back, you can see these square tubular bumpers, so depending on your sewer hose, you may be able to slide it in there. But the most impressive thing on the back here is gonna be right down underneath. Folks, that is an 8,000-pound rated hitch. So if you wanna tow something behind this, which so many people do, right? This gives you the capability to do it. And it has a 7-pin already built in. So you can tow another travel trailer behind this if you want, right? If you need more sleeping space. If you want a boat, you can get a 7-pin to like a 4-pin or 5-pin converter, tow a boat behind it. Or of course you can tow a car. Just a lot of different options here. With that 8,000-pound hitch gives you that bigger weight range too. Taking a look up top, there are gonna be a few things. Right in the center is the backup camera. Now, I didn't talk about it much inside, but there is a microphone in there as well, so that way you can communicate a little easier if someone is spotting you as you're backing up. And then over to this side, you can also see that this one has ladder prep. That ladder is gonna be very similar to what we had inside to climb up onto the bunk, just the one for the roof back here obviously will be much larger. Coming around to this side, we have some water connections. You can see your city water inlet there. Coming up a little bit further is going to be the cable inlet, 30-amp detachable power cord. Terminations will be located right down there. You just have to open up that door. As I mentioned, because they're not on the other side, obviously your furnace and water heater are going to be located on this side for the exhaust. 4,000-watt generator here as well. One of the great things about motorhomes is the generator that comes with them. That way this is basically fully self-sufficient. So whether you want to run the AC or anything else, you can use that generator. And as I mentioned inside, that does have auto gen start. Now, if you love what you see here and you're like, Ian, I want to know where I can get it and how much it is, I will leave a link in the description. Thanks for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and until next time, we'll see you.